Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. What the heck? It's Monday, people.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to find your own.
Well, it's my last morning in this lovely spot here in Leadville, Colorado. I've really enjoyed being here. The temperatures have been perfect. I think the hottest it ever got inside my rig was like 80 degrees. The last couple of days it's warmed up, and that's when the sun is at its height in the afternoon and it's setting in the west, and I'm getting full exposure on my the side of my rig here. My awning is broke, so I can't pull my awning out, but you know, in a passing thunderstorm or rainstorm just about every afternoon like you get in the mountains, and it's just been a really beautiful spot. But it's time for me to move on, so it's probably about 9 o'clock in the morning, heading toward Denver and resupplying. I'm going to stay at Cherry Creek State Park in Denver. I'm picking up a friend at the airport. Kind of not really, you know, the whole travel thing, I wish I had thought it through. It's my little sister. We were supposed to go to Paris this year for her graduation. Her graduation got canceled, her prom got canceled, Paris got canceled, and so, you know, I felt really bad for her, and so I invited her to come spend a week with me. But right now we're seeing a spike in COVID cases everywhere, and so I'm kind of a little worried about that, especially since I'm just starting to feel better. But that's a whole other story. Making sure we're taking precautions. She's, you know, for her and everyone around her and for me. So, yeah, so heading into Denver today, pick her up at the airport tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna just go mosey around, and I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I have no idea where I'm gonna end up, but this is my final morning here in this beautiful camp. Yep, so time to hit the road. And I'll show you what it's like getting out of here. This is the dip that I told you about. So, yeah, I came back and did it again. So I'll show you how I get out of there. This side. I think that's enough. Easy peasy. And yeah, I actually do have to show picking these up, because if I don't, people will accuse me of leaving them. No shit. And yes, this was all worth the amazing spot I had where I had no neighbors for 4th of July. If you want solitude, you have to be willing to go where other people won't. So you can see here, this is where my hitch dragged. Not bad at all. At least it's just my hitch. You see that? Yep. All right. I'd like to tell you that this is the last of the harrowing part of this trip out, but it's not. I'm going to turn the GoPro on for the rest of it. It's pretty narrow, some narrow trees. Hi, sweet. Oh, she doesn't like riding in the car. No Dramamine. Huh, no Dramamine. But also, you haven't eaten today. You want to go? You want to go? I hope someday you love riding. I hope someday you love it. When we get over the, when we're sure that we're over the car sickness, I'll be able to give her treats. But we're still, I mean, we've had 2 or 3 rides now, I think, without Dramamine, and she does pretty well. But I don't want to give her treats now and ruin that streak. Hunger girl. Hunger girl. It's pretty, huh? My co-pilot. Okay, let's go. Want to go? It's just so gorgeous here. I really like it. I have a feeling I'm going to end up back here. Why leave? It's perfect. And here on the left is the spot by the rock that I have been at for a while too, or that I've camped at for a while. Trees scrape the sides a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's a good thing I don't care about what my rig looks like. And then the really, really narrow trees are pretty tough. So I've learned the secret is to point my nose to this tree right here, and remember that my back end is gonna swing around. So I don't know if I can really explain it. I get really, really close. I only have a couple inch clearance on this, so this really prevents the bigger rigs from coming out here. See that? And every time I come through, I hold my breath. I'm afraid I'm not gonna make it, but I keep thinking I'm pushing my luck. I'm pushing my luck. Okay, I made that one. That's the hardest one. That's the most narrow. There's another one up here, but it's not quite as bad. So we're coming around, and I just swing wide on this, and I do fine. You're a good girl. You're such a good girl. And this isn't the end. There's more. The secret to all these roads that I drive on is just to go super, super slow. Check all your mirrors. The hardest thing I think about learning how to drive an RV is remembering the vertical clearance. And even still, I hit things sometimes. You know, I hit branches and stuff like that. So that's probably the hardest part. But if you just go super, super, super slow, you can pretty much get through anything. Take it from me. Dramamine. Huh, girl? Here we are, back in Denver. Gonna run a few errands, get some groceries, maybe stop at Whole Foods, and maybe if I can find propane, I will get some propane since I'm getting kind of low, even though I'll have plug-ins at the campground. Oh, look, I found a U-Haul. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up here, even though the campground has full hookups. but it's been kind of hard to find propane in Colorado, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of it. I really did not expect it to be crowded on a weekday, but it's not bad for a campground. It's kind of pretty, and it's in the mid-90s, so I'm really glad I have plug-ins so that I can turn on the air conditioning. It's really hot, so there is a reservoir, so we're going to go check out the reservoir, maybe get Sadie to swim. $41 for full hookups. They have 30, 50, and 20 amp sites, and the dump station and water is right at the campsite, which is really nice, so I can just hook up my hose and dump right at the campsite. And it's not a bad campground. It's kind of quiet, it's kind of crowded and big, but it's not bad. Sadie! Sadie, come on! Come on! Come on! So you like the lake, huh? Learn how to swim. Come on, Sadie girl. You're swimming. Good girl. Sadie. Hi, pretty girl. Sometimes when I'm in a big city, I'll look for a vegan restaurant, but I didn't find anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a quick sandwich for dinner. I've got some produce I need to get rid of, so I'm just going to chop up some cucumbers and red pepper and lettuce. I have some romaine lettuce and some spinach, and I'll just make a couple wraps for dinner. It's been a long day, so something super easy. And if you want to see what I buy and how I store my food for long-term boondocking in an RV, check out the link above on the the right-hand side of the screen. Sometimes I'll warm up my coconut tortillas on a pan, but it's way too hot. I don't feel like turning on the stove. And then they get kind of tough. And so sometimes I like them raw. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. But I think with a fresh wrap like this with all the fresh veggies and the hummus I'm putting on, I bought some hummus, I think the raw wraps, the raw coconut wraps are just going to be really good on this nice hot day. And I have some baked tofu that I baked a while ago. I just threw it in the oven and baked it with some salt and pepper, and so I had that left over, so I'll throw that on for some good protein. I don't eat a lot of tofu because of all the estrogen issues and everything with it, but I do like to have it sometimes. A little pink sea salt. And there you have it, a quick and easy dinner for a travel day. Super easy, right? Easy, vegan, gluten-free meal for a travel day. All right, I think I'm gonna relax finally.
Number won't be operational for 2 more years. The FCC took this step because it says the easy-to-remember
What are you
number
doing?
will make it simpler for people in crisis to seek help.
What's going
and it comes as
on?
more Coloradans are doing just that.
Your bed?
According to the state,
Are we going to the airport? Wanna go see your sister? Yeah? And you're enjoying all the stuffing you took out of your bed, aren't you? It's super early. That's one of the reasons I chose to stay at the campground. The campground Cherry Creek is just a half hour from Denver International Airport, which is really convenient. Okay, so that was a little unnerving. It was a little confusing getting in here. One of the the parking lot on like at the east terminal was closed, and the height, I was above the height limitation for going in to pick up passengers, so I ended up having to be in the wrong terminal, short-term parking. But I'm here waiting for her flight to come in. All right, well, that's the end of my day at the airport. Don't worry, I have a lot more Colorado to come, including some amazing scenery and amazing sights, and just more stuff about RV life, maintenance, and still dealing with mice issues, and I'll show you how I took care of that. So be sure to subscribe below. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah.